Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Do You Recall podcast, a podcast that says the duels back in the day got you through your day. And on today's podcast, I had to bring back the number one or number two. I don't know how you would say it, but the co-host extraordinaire from the original Blast from the Past movie podcast crew. Give it up for my man, Joe Kills, keeping it real. He's back in the building. Joe Kills, what's up, man?
It's good to be back. It's good to be back. Now, I would think that you would be number one.
Yeah.
You would be the number one.
But you're like the number one co-host.
That's true. That's
number one co-host.
The longest running co-host.
The longest running co-host. There it is. We have to go with that. The longest running co-host. So I had to bring Joe Kills back on the podcast to talk about something to me where I just recently got the CBS All Access app.
Okay.
And what I'm finding out is I love the app because it has all throwback shows on it.
Really?
Yeah. So like especially anything that's Nickelodeon, it has that on there. Nick at Night, all those great stuff.
That's because they own it.
Exactly, obviously. And so I'm just like, where the hell has this been? Because I've been looking for this my whole life. Anyway, so the thing that had got me thinking was, obviously it's Black History Month. So
right.
I was thinking about, like, you know, duels. I can't pronounce that.
I don't know why you keep trying to stick an L in there.
I don't know. Duel.
There you go.
You know, so we're going to talk about on today's podcast our favorite duos. Yeah.
Duos.
I just can't say it, Jan, man. You know what I'm trying to say. Our favorite black duels.
Well, I want to extend it just because it's Black History Month. I understand, you know, I get that, but I think that everybody deserves their little shot, you know.
Little shot?
Little shot.
Oh, okay, whatever, man. He want to do one of those again. So.
Well, you did bring me back. You
yes,
was expecting this, wasn't you?
I was expecting this. God damn it, I was. All right. So
I know they were when they found out I was coming back.
All right, so since technically you're a guest on the new podcast, I'm going to have you go first.
Oh, hell.
Go first. Who is your Do You Recall moment, movie, TV, whatever, favorite?
My Do You Recall, and I kind of hinted at this to you before.
Yes.
And my best Do You Recall is one that they wanted to do in the MCU.
Okay.
And because of the saddening events of Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
They can't do it now. And that my favorite duo is actually from a comic book, and it's actually Black Panther and Storm.
Ooh, Black Panther and Storm. A lot of people don't know that in one comic book they were married, right?
They were married. They had a child.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What was the child's name?
I don't remember.
Okay, that part.
It's been that long. This is a duo from the early 70s, or excuse me, late 70s, early 80s.
Okay, then.
And Black Panther and Storm, they met in Secret Wars with the X-Men versus the Avengers.
Okay.
Actually, they met before that, and that's why this X-Men versus the Avengers is why they broke up.
Oh.
Why they divorced and everything like that.
Oh, that's crazy. So what makes them that great of a tag team that's why you like them?
One of the reasons was because they're both positive black role models.
This is true. You know, well, Storm, she gets
Storm. The reason why I say she's a positive black role model, because even in the comic, she started out as what they call a street urchin and basically a thief.
Okay.
And became this beacon of light, you know, for not only the mutant community, but the regular community too, as far as blacks go.
Gotcha.
And, you know, the King of Wakanda. Come on now.
There's the King of Wakanda.
That's my number one black duo.
You know what? That would have been the movie too. That would have been the movie to see. And I feel like more people that came out for that movie than they would have probably came out for the whole Black Panther movie. So I really thought that would have been great. Now, here's the question.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you this to follow up kind of like how we did on Blast in the Past.
Gotcha.
So who would play your Storm? I mean, Halle Berry already did it.
And she did a good job.
She did a good job.
I will say she did a better job than she did in Catwoman.
Oh, yeah. Don't even speak about that. We're not going to speak about Catwoman, but yes.
Well, any DC comic movie has not done well.
Okay. That's up for discussion.
I'm sorry. Well, I would say the original Wonder Woman and Aquaman were the two best.
Okay.
But as far as who would I cast for now for my Storm, for the stature, I could say Tiffany Haddish could pull it off, the stature-wise.
You gave Tiffany Haddish a lot of kudos right there.
Stature-wise. Because she's a comedic actress, though,
yeah,
it kind of throws it off.
I don't think, because Storm would, no.
Storm is not funny.
No, she's not. She's straight.
But, I mean, just for stature-wise, just like the stand, the look.
Okay.
She could play that. I think she could play the part. But I would give it to maybe a Regina King.
Okay.
She's not as tall as Storm is.
Oh, Regina King. That sounds good.
I would give it to Regina King. I think she could pull that off.
What about Gabrielle Union?
I think Gabrielle Union could play that part, especially the Mohawk Storm, where she cuts all her hair off except for the Mohawk.
Yeah.
I think she could play that part there, too.
Okay, there you go. Starting this podcast off right with some facts. I love it. Okay.
So let me ask you, who's your number one?
Number one. Yeah. Duo. That's what I'm going into right now. Okay. So my Do You Recall moment is, do you recall Kenan and Kel?
Yes, I do.
This is one of my favorite black duels out there because it's just something. Still, just two people I grew up watching,
right?
Especially watching All That, and then All That transformed into watching the Kenan and Kel show.
Gotcha.
And Kenan and Kel was, at the time, it was funny. I go back and look at it now. I'm like, that wasn't that funny.
Well, that's because your humor changes as you get older.
This is very much true. But I love Kenan and Kel, especially love Kel with the whole, like, who loves orange soda? Is it true? I do. Ooh. And he would kiss the orange soda. Like, that shit was freaking, I don't know what, I mean, I don't even know why I want to know how that got started. I want to know why the orange soda thing was like the thing.
Well, see, I never really watched the Kenan and Kel show, but sorry about the pause. I often do that, but Home of the Good Burger.
Oh yeah, well, Good Burger was one of my favorite Kenan and Kel movies. I mean, it was pretty much the only Kenan and Kel movie there was. So obviously, Good Burger was a cool throwback, and they had a cool dynamic, and you had Ed really led that whole entire performance. And,
Strawberry Jacuzzi.
Woo! I'm reporting your name to the manager. The manager already knows my name. If you don't know what we're quoting Good Burger, obviously. If you haven't seen Good Burger, where you've been living at, especially if you're a 90s kid.
Yes.
But the Kenan and Kel show, it tried to have, it didn't have no sense of like, I'm going to teach people something. It was just pure comedy. That's all it was.
Okay.
Literally, Kenan was a person who worked in a grocery store and was always getting Kel into trouble. And that's actually how the show would start.
So they were actually opposite.
Yes, they were actually opposite. So the show would start off with them coming in front of this giant curtain, and they would talk to the audience. I think it was a live studio audience at the time. They would talk in front of the audience, and then Kenan would hint to like, I got something that's gonna, make this show funny. And then Kel would be like, no, come on, Kel. No, you're always getting us in trouble. And then he'll end it with, oh, here it goes. And that's when curtains would open and the show would start. So I love the dynamic of them always starting the show off with a little banter. And you can tell it had a lot to do with improv.
Okay.
And there was a lot of improvisation throughout the first part of the show. And, but yeah, it was a cool show. I thought at the time, it was pretty hilarious. And like I said, you mentioned Good Burger. I was going to follow up with that, but Good Burger was classic. I mean, that's a classic, comedy type movie for kids who grew up in the 90s, and if you've never seen Good Burger and you were a child of the 90s, I'm sorry. Who was held you captive? Who was holding you captive inside the basement where you didn't get a chance to watch Good Burger? And you know, even had I'm sorry, what's the gentleman's name? The one that sings
Sinbad.
Sinbad's in it. Yeah, Sinbad is in it, and he plays a great job of this weird wacky teacher.
Even though he was only in it for like maybe 3 scenes.
Yeah, and Atomic Dog. Atomic Dog was in it.
Oh, yeah.
Because they do the whole like song.
Bootsy Collins.
Yeah, Bootsy Collins.
Not
I'm
Bootsy
sorry.
Collins. Not Bootsy Collins.
No.
George Clinton.
Yeah, George Clinton. You got me tripping. Like, see, yeah. So George Clinton was in the movie in the insane asylum, and they had like this. That was like one of my favorite scenes when they're like.
That was a good scene.
When they're dancing the freaking insane asylum, which is pretty cool, just to escape. So I mean, it's just a fun. It gave you a kid black version of Ace Ventura. No.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, I tried. Maybe because of the whole clinic thing. That's probably why I went there with that.
Because that was more to me. Because I was an adult when Good Burger came out.
Got you.
And but to me, Good Burger was more. The Kenan and Kel and Good Burger weren't slapstick.
Okay.
And to me, Ace Ventura is more slapstick comedy.
This is true. You're absolutely right. So, but I did very much enjoy a Kenan and Kel Good Burger, because even in the Good Burger the segment in all that, they weren't really a dynamic in the show. It was just Ed. When you watch Good Burger on all that, it was just really Ed.
Okay.
So, and Ed had a bunch of different people come in, and I'm glad they did a movie around that and brought obviously a lot of the cast from all that to watch this.
Oh,
movie.
okay. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
either.
a lot of the cast from all that is making an appearance in the movie, whether they are working at the Good Burger or they're some type of customer. Yeah, okay. Exactly. So it's pretty cool. And went against Mondo Burger. Like, it's so funny. I went to a place the other day, had a burger that reminded me of Mondo Burger, and it wasn't that good. So I'm just
so
like,
it actually really reminded you of
Mondo. It really reminded me of Mondo Burger. But it didn't blow up my fucking face. That's the whole thing. Home of the big booty burger. Home of the big booty burger. Anyway, all right, Kiel. So what is your next Do You Recall duel? Yeah.
You're going to be mad at me.
And why am I going to be mad at you?
Because I have 3 and none of them are duos.
Kiel, you knew coming on the show that we were going to do this.
I know.
So why would you?
Because you knew I was going to do this.
Go ahead.
Well, the 3 are basically Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which it's a duo, but it's not a duo.
Between him and Carlton?
Between him and Carlton.
Okay.
Or between him and Jazz.
Okay.
But the dynamic is, or between him and Uncle Phil. Mm-hmm. So that's why I say it's a duo, but it's not a duo because it's like 3 different duos.
I got you.
Okay.
But I can respect that at least, and know that because they did play, him and Carlton did play opposite of each other a lot in Fresh Prince. Obviously, they played off of each other pretty well. So yeah, I get you.
Okay. The other one was Family Matters. Steve Urkel and the dad. Steve Urkel and Laura. Steve Urkel and the brother.
Okay then. Well, let's speak on Fresh Prince. Why? So what was it about Fresh Prince that made you really think that was one of the best, one of your favorite, duels?
Well, for Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you've always had, I can't say you, but I know I've always had that friend, even though mine was more my neighbor at the time.
Yeah.
That you just connected with.
Okay.
And you just wanted to be around. Now that I'm older, I have a couple friends like that now.
Okay.
As far as between Fresh Prince and Uncle Phil, I didn't have that dynamic, like that kind of dynamic. Mm-hmm. Me and my uncles, we were closer, and we didn't have that kind of relationship, possibly because we didn't live together.
Got you.
And then me and, for him and Carlton, it was like, I don't have cousins like that.
That you're close to.
I'm actually the Carlton of all my cousins.
I can see that.
So, but it was something you could see. It was a family dynamic, and it's something you could see. If you looked close enough, you could possibly see one of those dynamics in your own life.
That's true. And because when you talk about the Fresh thing, especially Fresh Prince, Will with Uncle Phil, and their dynamic together was different, but they always, Uncle Phil always played the dad role, obviously to him. And for me, that kind of transcended because, I always had, I have a stepdad.
Right.
A lot of people don't know that. I actually have a stepdad. I call him my father, that my dad. That's my dad. You know what I mean? No matter what. And so, building that kind of relationship and having those moments like Uncle Phil and Will had, I related to. And, you know, even the episode where, you know, his real dad comes back and, you know, he's trying so hard to fall in his good graces and do what it had to do to, you know, for him to love him, you know.
Right.
But and then that was like one of the most powerful Fresh Prince episodes in my, I see, like, there's only like maybe 3 Fresh Prince episodes I probably cried on. I'm not gonna lie to you, and that was one of them because it really hit to me. And then him and Carlton, like you're right, like I never had cousins like that. I didn't have cousins that we like hung out to that dynamic where it was like a brotherhood. Like that was like a brotherhood. Like they were brothers more than they were cousins, and you saw that. And he took, you know, Carlton for who he was. You know, it didn't start off that way, but
Well,
I
think it started out that way, but it was just, it's easier to tease than to accept.
You're right.
You know, even though he took
but
it
he
for
always
who he
had
was.
he always had his back.
back.
He always had his back. Both of them did.
Yeah.
For the most part. And then you say him and Jazz, obviously they were just 2 close friends that always joked around, partied together. I mean, I have friends like that. So I mean, I can understand that dynamic. So I understand why you chose that, even though I chose to do one. You did, like, I guess Will is just, you know, universal.
Well, when like I said, for Fresh Prince and for Family Matters that I named, you have the one dynamic character and then their duos with everybody else in the show.
And it's funny that you actually mentioned the Fresh Prince. I mean, the Family Matters, because, you know, Urkel was not supposed to be a recurring role in Family Matters.
Actually, he was not.
Yeah, so he was, you know, that was like, he was written in a couple scenes and he did so well and people loved him that they brought him back. And then the show ended up damn near being about
It was his
Urkel.
show.
It ended up being about Urkel. Yeah, it was like a phenomenon. But you said the relationship that he had more with Carl, I would say, was the best dual of the relationship.
Yeah.
You know, because they were not opposite, obviously opposite in age, but also opposites in how they looked at life.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it was just so that was a good dynamic, but they were accepting of each other, and they have always done those things. So that's a good one. I do appreciate that. I would say my next do you recall moment comes from a movie starring 2 people, and that is,
well, you got to have at least 2 people for a movie.
I know, that's right. Starring. Yeah, I gotta edit that out. Anyway, starring.
I say you leave it in.
Kid and Play.
Okay.
So Kid and Play to me is one of the best black
duos.
You know I'm killing this. Anyway,
Just say
O's.
There you go.
O's.
There you go.
So I loved it. And the funny thing is, a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, you talking about House Party?" And actually, no, I'm actually talking about Class Act. Class Act is my favorite. Movie by them, by Kid and Play. Class Act is my favorite, and they were opposites in the movie. You know what I mean? But they work so well together with the comedy, with the their dynamic when it comes to the rapping and their dancing. It's just, to me, one of my favorite black duos. So I really did enjoy that.
Okay, let me ask you this though: what made the dynamic to you work so well? Did you actually see them as their characters? Could you see that?
I saw them as their characters, because in Class Act, Play plays like, you know, like a old bully, you know what I mean? Like he plays like a gangster,
a thug.
You know, he plays a thug, but he's a hip thug. He's a hip thug, but you know, but the way he just sees the world is just different than how Kid saw it. I mean, Kid was the brainiac,
the preppy
brainiac, and he saw things differently, obviously. And it was like one of those, that old saying, "Walk a mile in my shoes."
Yeah.
And this is exactly what happened, and they flipped it, and it was like, oh, okay. And what I liked about it was both of them put their own twist on that character. So even though Play was playing like the gangster, whatever, and then he started to slowly, you know, when he got exposed. I'm sorry, when he got exposed to certain, you know, what you would call it, not rich but smart, I don't know, other opportunities.
Right.
He gained a little bit from it, and he started to slowly change, and so did Play. I mean, so did Kid. And the funny thing is, their girlfriends were opposites too. Like his Play's girlfriend ends up being like a brainiac girl, and then kid falls in love, or for the most part, with a hood girl, like a hood rat. For the most part, I'm gonna call her a hood rat, but a hood girl.
Right.
But notice that she had a softer side because she drew and all that stuff. And but I love the dynamic of that movie. I like them as just always being like brothers together, in their rapping to their experiences, and it was one of the best. They had the best duo name, like Kid and Play.
Right. Right.
Like Kid and Play, like it just goes hand in hand together.
True. True.
So that was another one of my favorites right there.
I know you mentioned it. You said it wasn't because of this movie.
Okay.
But don't you kind of think that they kind of flipped the script on House Party?
Yeah. No.
Well, no. Now keep in mind what I'm saying is they kind of flipped the script from House Party to Class Act, because if you think about it, look where Kid lived and look where Play lived in House Party.
Yeah, I can understand that, but I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But even if we're gonna talk about, if we're gonna talk about, shoot, why am I
Drawing the blank
right now? Not Class Act, but House Party. I'm sorry. So if we're gonna talk about House Party, in House Party, obviously they have a cool dynamic because it gives us one of the most popular and famous dances, the Kid and Play.
Oh yeah.
Like this is made for like two friends to do like all the time. Like everybody, that thing transcends generations. Like the Kid and Play dance.
They still do that now.
They still do that now, and that's something like that. What made them a great team was they gave us something that was so hype, that was so high energy. I'm assuming they made that dance up themselves, so that just adds to their level of why they're one of the best black duos out there.
You're getting better.
Yeah, I'm getting better. I'm trying to out here. So that's another one of my do you recall moments. So also I want to lead into this because obviously you mentioned him. I haven't mentioned this other person, but he does play a role in the movie House Party, which is Martin Lawrence. And what do you feel about Martin Lawrence and Will Smith and Bad Boys? Do you think they worked as a great tandem together?
Oh, of course. I think they did really well. And in all actuality, I didn't bring them up for the very simple fact that I was trying to stay with the Do You Recall.
Got you. No, I understand. And
because to me, their best dynamic is in their last movie.
You know what? I would agree with that. Bad Boys for Life.
As far as, don't get me wrong. I love the whole series.
Yeah.
But to me, them playing as a grown men.
Yeah.
In Bad Boys for Life, Martin Lawrence's character, Marcus Burnett, becomes a grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith, he's at that age where they're both at that age where they're contemplating. Well, Martin Lawrence's character is contemplating retirement.
Yeah.
And Will Smith's character is running from retirement.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So to me, that dynamic right there is like, and it goes with the movie because it's like Bad Boys for Life. He's like, one last time. He's like, one last time. But throughout the whole movie, up until I think the last, 45 minutes, hour into the movie, Martin Lawrence is like, I'm not doing this no more.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, it's me.
Yeah. And
you just, at that point, you got to do it.
That's true.
And
while you were talking about that, the one thing I was thinking about too was, and this is one of the last things I want to talk about because I just think that it works so well, is obviously we talked about Martin Lawrence and Will Smith and how they did in that role, and that was great. Now, we want to do a Do You Recall moment because March is right around the corner, and this new movie is coming to America 2. So,
really, we're going to go there.
Do you recall Coming to America with your boy Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall? What did you really think about that duel? First of all, no disrespect, but you was kind of around when that shit first came out. Yes. So
there's no disrespect. We didn't talk about that on the podcast on the Blast from the Past. So
exactly. So what was your thoughts when they first came out? Did you thought that they were going to work together as a duel?
Well, I thought it would work out really well because they're both comedic actors and they both have great comedic timing.
Mm-hmm.
So what really caught me off guard with that, like I said, I expected good comedy out of that. But what I didn't expect was the multitude of characters that came out of that.
Yeah.
You
Because Arsenio Hall did play some cool characters. You know what I mean?
Did.
And I didn't, like I said, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect the Arsenio Hall to play, not Otis, but he played one of the barbershop guys.
Oh, yeah.
And he played that shit role. I don't know who he was. The guy's ass whooped.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Or sexual chocolate. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, Randy Watson. You know what I mean? But I'm saying they did work well together. They did bring some. I didn't know Arsenio Hall had those kind of characters in him.
I didn't know he had that range.
I really didn't. But I thought they did work well together. Like, it must have been a pleasure for them to work together. And obviously they did work together also on
they worked together on Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights, yeah. And he was, oh my God, Arsenio Hall in that movie was so fucking hilarious. Just crying all over the place.
Even this short little time he was in the movie.
Exactly. I laughed my ass off so hard. So, and I feel like Eddie Murphy was one of the first ones that kind of do like how Adam Sandler does now, where he just like all his friends are in his movies.
Oh, yeah.
Like Eddie Murphy was like, y'all, no, just come on. Just come on. Get in. Just get in.
But, if you want to really go back to it, Harlem Nights, that was a multitude of cast. That was huge
and
cast.
they all played well off each other, and that it was black duel at their best, like comic teams.
That was a comic team.
You think about it, because you had Red Fox and working with your boy oh my God, why am I drawing blanks? That's all.
I know who you're trying to say.
Look,
Harris.
Richard Pryor,
Harris,
and Harris too. They just drawing off of each other, and it was just a perfect team of things. Like, if you've never seen Harlem Nights, guys,
you guys need to see it.
You need to see that.
You guys need to see
that is comedy at its best. It will never be done again. I don't care how many times Kevin Hart thinks he's going to try to react this. It's not going to happen. There's not enough black comedians that are that funny to do what they just did on Harlem Nights. It's not.
Now, you guys out there, and you know who you are.
That part.
Well, I'm going to tell you who you are, but you know who you are, Pops. If you are going to do this, this is the cast. I'm telling you, this will sell. You do the whole cast from Harlem Nights in a pop. That will sell.
Oh, Funko Pop.
Yes, Funko.
Oh, yeah.
If you do that, they will sell.
I think Eddie Murphy has one from Harlem Nights, and so does Rich. I believe so. I got to look that up. But, yeah.
No, they got to do the whole cast, because that's a collection right there.
That is a collection.
Especially since half the cast, actually more than half the cast is already gone.
Yeah. But then, they can't get I guess you wouldn't have to sign for their likeness. You just have to get the rights from whoever made the movie, I guess.
You would have to get the rights from two people. From the people who made the movie.
And Eddie Murphy. Probably.
No.
Because didn't he produce?
I think he was one of the producers.
Okay.
But I think you have to get the rights from the distributor, too.
Okay.
Or whoever financed the movie. But them, and then the estates.
That's
true. it.
Okay. Well, I want to say, who are some of your guys' favorite black teams out there? Your favorite black duos out there? Let us know.
Getting better.
Okay. Let us know who you do. Comment down below if you agree or you disagree with us. But the Do You Recall moment for me, for my two, were Kenan and Kel from Good Burger, All That, and Kenan and Kel Show. And then I said Kid and Play. It had to be one of the best tag teams out there. I mean, hell, we still have the Kid and Play dance.
One of their songs had called themselves tag team.
Yes, exactly. There it is. And they really were a great duo. Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm. So, and then Kills was talking about one of his favorite Do You Recall moments. Do you recall, obviously, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and his multitude of partners that he had in that show that were just like they had a great dynamic together.
Oh, yeah.
And then he also mentioned the two of, what was the first one you mentioned?
The comic book. The comic book of Storm and Black Panther.
The Storm and Black Panther, which would be great. Obviously, right now, it would be very hard to do without not having a Black Panther to do it. So,
right.
They will have to like kill him off like now and then figure out like some type of thing. But well, this has been your.
Can I give? Like I said when we started,
yeah,
I want to give one honorable mention because I know it's Black History Month, and I want to give just one,
okay,
just one out that's not say Black people.
Okay, got you.
But Tango and Cash, which is Sylvester Stallone and Kurt Russell. I know you don't like Kurt Russell.
I didn't say I didn't like Kurt Russell.
Oh, no.
I like Kurt Russell.
You like Kurt Russell?
I like Kurt Russell.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I like Kurt Russell?
I don't know.
I like Snake.
Okay. But yeah.
Snake Pearson. Plixton. Yeah, I got Escape from L.A.
Okay. But yeah.
Come on now.
Sylvester Stallone and Kurt Russell, to me, Tango and Cash, it was
that shit was funny though.
It was comedy from two actors that you were not expecting comedy from.
Well, maybe Kurt Russell because he does funny stuff.
But not Sylvester Stallone.
No, you don't. But that was fun. That was a good dynamic.
That was a good dynamic.
I did like that. I did like them playing it. I wish they did a Tango and Cash 2. Like, whatever. Like that was a cool buddy cop.
That was one of the best buddy cop films.
We gotta probably do that next time. Like best buddy cop films. You know what I mean? Because there's some out there there's some really good tag teams out there. But once again, I want to say thank you, Joe Kill, keeping it real, for coming on the podcast and blessing us again. Anytime. You're always welcome back here on the Do You Recall podcast. Once again, guys, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And I see you when I see you. I'll holler at you later. Peace.